really excited to be moderating this today with a lot of Cosmos OGs and real superstars in the Cosmos ecosystem. So yeah, I think we can bring everyone on. And if people want to learn more about what I do, you can also find me on YouTube and on Twitter under Cryptocito. But yeah, I think today we have a very cool panel and I'm really excited. Yeah, I think first off, we can maybe start with a small round of introductions. We have some blue friends in the chat. We have the injective community, we have the persistence community, and also all cosmonauts. So yeah, maybe ladies first, Adriana, if you want, and then we can just go one by one. You can just name the next one that you want to introduce and then take it from there.
Sure. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. I am Adriana, a history community contributor for Cosmos for almost 4 years now. I have been an active community member in the space, been doing like a lot of individual contributions. And for 2 years, I'm running marketing and community at Tendermint, working for Cosmos and for all the cosmonauts out here. That's a short one for me. I'll give the mic to Eric.
Hey guys, this is Eric from Injective. I'm the co-founder of Injective Labs. So we're focusing on building a Cosmos-based, fully decentralized derivative exchange with a focus on the DeFi ecosystem and bridging Ethereum assets over to the greater Cosmos ecosystem.
Dan, maybe you can go next. I think you're on mute, yeah.
Am I off now?
Yeah, you're on now. You're live.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was weird. It didn't say muted. But I'm excited for the persistence team and for the launch of PSTAKE. This is a big deal, and I think we're finally bringing liquid assets from Ethereum. We're going to see that in the Cosmos ecosystem. I'm Dan. I'm the CEO of Cryptocito, and we're a software development company building on Sentinel. And Sentinel is a peer-to-peer marketplace for bandwidth. So a core layer of the Web3 stack, and Sentinel is a Cosmos-based chain, and we're really excited about helping build kind of the core functionality for Web3, and a lot of that is happening within the Cosmos ecosystem. And Dipanshu?
Hi guys, I'm Dipanshu, the co-founder and CTO at Persistence. Have been working with the Cosmos ecosystem since as far as I can remember, 2017 V0.23, and have been really excited by the DPoS ecosystem in general and the work that Cosmos has been doing. And yeah, we're here with PSTAKE, presenting you PSTAKE right now.
Awesome, yeah. And maybe we can start off this panel with a bit of a high-level overview for people that are maybe not too familiar what liquid staking actually means and what it does and what it is. To talk a little bit about the limitations of on-chain staking, as in providing security to a network, but then also wrapping and liquefying staked assets that you can then use in DeFi. So maybe we can start, I think, let's start with Dan. You can share some initial thoughts on how you view this and also maybe differentiate the two. And yeah, just add some of your thoughts here to this.
Awesome. Yeah. I think that this is a crucial step in being able to unlock the potential for crypto assets in general, whether they be, ETH-based assets, Cosmos-based assets, any proof of stake blockchain that is providing security and governance via the holders that are staking tokens, that really limits their ability to be able to interact and leverage a lot of the exciting protocols that are composable with that asset. And so now that we're unlocking a lot of this potential by having wrapped tokens that are being able to be locked and then using the bear asset to be able to participate in DeFi protocols, to be able to participate in lending. There's a lot more opportunities to be able to use these assets while still participate in governance and make sure that you're involved in the ecosystem. So something I'm really excited about.
Yeah, Eric, maybe you can share some thoughts.
Yeah, of course. So right now, obviously, for injective staking, the unbonding period would be around 21 days. And generally, when you stake Injective, basically you're locked up for a minimum duration of 21 days. So I think liquefying it would allow for a lot more potential for some of the extra utilization of these tokens, and that's something I'm really looking forward to, because that means that there can be a lot more liquefied value transfer, especially across the entire Cosmos ecosystem via IPC, and just in general, we're working out ways to collateralize staked INJ and a lot of different assets. But this is our case, and I'm sure there's a lot more use case going towards it in the long run.
Okay, and maybe Adriana, you can also share from the Cosmonaut and Atom community, at which point does it add value for the community to kind of like wrap their assets and what they can do with it in the Ethereum world?
Yeah, sure. So the way I see staking right now is that it comes with a lot of limitations, right? If we were to compare with what you're able to do now with staking versus liquid staking, there are some major differentiations there. The first one is about the opportunity cost, right? For example, the staked assets that you have right now cannot be used for other purposes, right? For example, borrowing or lending, because those assets are locked on the chain. The second differentiator is the lower yields, right? So even though staking networks have rewards which go from 7%, 50% or more, those come with limitations in comparison to other solutions, like, for example, farming. Also, it's about the ability to access instant liquidity. Because you're staking your tokens on the network, those are subject to a staking period. If you want those tokens to become liquid, you will have to unstake those tokens and wait a certain amount of time, for example, 21 days at most of the Cosmos networks, to unlock those staking tokens and make them liquid. So this is like the third main differentiator. And the fourth, which is also like very important, is a network security. Because those tokens are not liquid, you are not able to use them. So most of the token holders actually prefer to keep their assets liquid as to be able to use them. And in this way, they actually are damaging the network by not making the network secure enough because of this let's say, solution that is not in place yet. Where liquid staking comes into place is that the user will not need to choose anymore, right? They will not need to choose either they would like to keep their tokens secured on the network via staking, or they want to use their tokens on solutions like DeFi and liquid staking. So in a way, the token holder secures the network, but also gains additional rewards through these solutions. So I believe that this is where the innovation comes into place, and we'd love to see solutions like PSTAKE come into the Cosmos ecosystem and provide this type of solutions to our community.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's really the key to understand, that you're not sacrificing security. You're actually even incentivizing people to secure the chain, because they can still earn additional yields on top of that, right? And there's going to be a lot of interesting use cases. I think today is a big milestone achievement for PSTAKE being one of the first movers in that field. So Dipanshu, can you maybe expand a little bit on what is going on behind the scenes to what Adriana just said? How does this process work? And how do you also ensure that this kind of like mechanism is tamper-proof and robust enough to kind of like be secure for users and also for the whole ecosystem?
Right. To give a little bit of background, like the motivation to build PSTAKE or liquid staking in general is like it started way before like even POS, where there was POW, and we knew that there was a bunch of computation and energy wasted into the gaining consensus, and we did not have a way to make that computation useful. And even a lot of projects tried, but even today we are still looking for a solution. With POS, we were able to solve the computation problem, but we were not able to solve the problem of the capital being staked and being illiquid and not being able to be utilized for like other like profit making ventures. At the end of the day, it's the token holders that stake, and if there is a promise of better returns, let's say through DeFi or other mechanisms, they are expected. It's a capitalist where they're expected to like use those mechanisms, and in doing so, like compromise the security of the chain itself when they are unstaking. So the main 5 problems that we have with the staking and liquid staking in general are how to have the incentives of staking be always greater than any other DeFi project that can be offered. B, in doing so, how to keep it decentralized and not compromised. How to keep it decentralized. See the security of the chain itself, the POS chain. It should not be compromised at the end of the day. D is the fungibility itself of the token, and E, of course, the custodianship. The custodianship should not be like maintained by a few singular points of failure. So at PSTAKE, we tackled this particular problem. We struggle a lot at how to be able to issue these liquid staking tokens derivatives in such a way that they are issued at the protocol level and there is no custodian at the end of the day. But unfortunately, through I think the discussions have been going on for a year plus, but there is no singular solution to like achieving fungibility of the liquid staked token, but to have a custodian solution. And that custodian solution must amortize the risks of slashing through either prematurely adjusting the reward rates of the stake tokens or retrospectively adjusting it. So, for example, Lido's mechanism is in event of slashing, retrospectively adjust the rewards that are the fees that is charged for liquid staking, so that the overall peg of the stake token remains constant. In our scenario, we like amortize the costs over like marginally reducing the returns for the staked the staking returns, so that the risk over a period of time, the margin between the risk and the reward keeps on increasing, so that even in event of slashing, it is absorbed by the pool itself, the pool of the differentiation, the difference between the reward and the reward given out. It absorbs the risks itself, and on top, like maintenance, etc. To talk a little bit about how the custodianship is solved, how the risk of centralized failure is absorbed, we depend heavily on the cryptographic mechanisms called the multi-party computation wallets. In with the seed materials, the seed cryptographic materials of the wallet that is generated algorithmically and can be split in multiple shards, and which is readjustable for the number of shards that are generated and the minimum number of shards that should be signing this particular transactions. So in that way, the validator that we onboard at the end of the day remains part holder of the key that maintains this the cryptographic materials for the seed, for the admin keys at the both end, Cosmos and Ethereum, and they also do validation on the transactions at both end. In terms of incentivization, all of these validators are the ones that are delegated on for the PSTAKE application itself. So the incentive versus the cost of being Byzantine is balanced out. Of course, there is a huge room of improvement, and this particular protocol will evolve more into the future. But yeah, that's how we try to solve the five problems that we have currently with liquid staking.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's definitely the art here, to build also the right incentive structures and models for the validators, but also try to kind of like, and that's what I love about how PSTAKE was rolled out. It's not you threw it out there and you say like, okay, go use it. You slowly rolled it out over the time, and you learn from everything that came along that journey. So that's really cool. And now let's talk a little bit about interoperability, which obviously is one of the core things at Cosmos in general, right? We all love IBC, and we're eagerly waiting for more chains to connect and liquidity to also merge and be interoperable. So PSTAKE also tries to connect as many IBC enabled chains as possible, right? And to kind of like create this marketplace of these liquid coins and tokens on other chains. So maybe we can start with Eric. How do you view this? How do you view in general maybe the importance of interoperability? And do you think that liquid staking is going to add or bring IBC to new highs in terms of activity and traffic?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the success around the Ethereum money level with regards to DeFi composability. It just shows kind of the magic and the synergies that can bring on when all the DeFi projects on Ethereum are working together. So I expect the same thing to happen on IBC, but to a much greater extent, just because of the flexibility of the IBC communication protocol and the numerous ways these type of Cosmos zones can work together. For example, we're working on an integration with Band to get their price feed. We're working on IBC for simple token transfer, and we're also going to use IBC for exporting derivative positions and then transferring it in and out. So I really think that the possibility is limitless when it comes to a protocol that's highly custom and also a cross-chain communication protocol that's extremely flexible. And so, whatever that we see on Ethereum, all the integrations and other kind of composability, this is going to happen to a much greater extent on Cosmos and in much more creative ways.
Yeah, Dan, maybe you can share some thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm unmuted now, right?
No, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, at least I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Cool. All right, cool. So also to Adriana, your point earlier about the implications of having liquid assets, and then people are going to look, and Dupanchi, you mentioned this too, people are going to look to use those liquid assets and participate in DeFi protocols. And in doing that, they're not staking, they're not participating in securing the blockchain, and they're also not participating in on-chain governance. And then they have a potential also to be less involved in the community, as they're not directly involved in on-chain governance. And at Sentinel, we've seen that specifically. Sentinel has had incredibly high participation in staking. And it used to be over 90% of the tokens that were in existence, in circulation, were being staked. And now it's dropped under 80%. It's around high 79%, which is still a high percentage, but that's a 2x in the amount of change that people have stopped participating in staking, because there's opportunities to be involved in the growing and emerging DeFi ecosystem in Cosmos. Eric was mentioning how composable it all is, and now we have a lot more opportunities coming. And so people want to have liquid tokens to be able to participate in that. But then it does hurt the security of the blockchain. It does hurt the participation in on-chain governance and voting. And so we've seen this happen in real time with Sentinel. And so we're really excited about bringing this, the full DeFi composability, while the ability to stake and participate in security of the network. That's going to affect Sentinel specifically. So that's something I'm really excited about. And I think that this is something that unlocks a ton of potential, as you mentioned, Cryptocito, for a lot more activity on IBC, right? Because now you can use the token for staking, but you're also able to use it in a lot of the different ways that we haven't even fully thought about. The Sentinel token is also used in our ecosystem to be able to purchase access to decentralized VPN. So now you'd be able to pay for your DVPN while also keep your token staked and participate in governance. So there's a lot of benefits that we as a project are personally looking forward to.
Awesome, yeah. And Adriana, I think right now we're at a point where we see a lot of projects, including also Injective and Ethermint is coming up. The Gravity Bridge is in the final stages that are trying to bridge Ethereum to Cosmos chains, right? So how do you view PSTAKE as maybe one of the one of the first movers in that space to bridge specifically to the Ethereum ecosystem? And what do you think how that is going to also revert back to the Cosmos ecosystem in terms of potentially user acquisition that might flood over from Ethereum onto Cosmos?
In Cosmos, we are an ecosystem which encourages different solutions and different participations from different teams, right? The more teams we have in the space that are bringing innovative solutions, like liquid staking, the more eyeballs and awareness about the Cosmos ecosystem as a whole will be brought from other ecosystems. So I don't see this at all as being like competition of any sort. I see this as being a collaboration between different teams which are exploring different solutions. And whatever that solution will be adopted by the community will be the solution which fits their needs. So again, I don't see as being a winner takes it all. It's more about different solutions which appear to and are customized to different type of users, because each user is looking for something specific according to his needs. So whether that they will be using the PSTAKE solution of liquid staking, or using Ethermint, or using the Gravity Bridge directly on the hub or on a zone, there are so many solutions in place, and they all talk about one single thing, which is a multi-chain environment and a cooperation between different ecosystems. And I believe we're there. We at Cosmos have envisioned this multi-chain environment happening almost like 5 years ago, when we have created the Cosmos white paper. And when people were talking about one chain to rule them all, like Bitcoin or Ethereum coming later, we were talking 5 years ago about the multi-chain environment. So we were ahead of time. We knew that this time will come, in which different ecosystem will be bridged together through different solutions. And we're seeing this happening now in the space.
And speaking of being ahead of time, Dipanshu, what do you think? Is liquid staking, especially in the Cosmos ecosystem, maybe a bit ahead of its time? How do you think it could unfold over the next couple of months, years? And what is your kind of like general thoughts about the rollout of the next couple of months?
I would definitely, I definitely believe that staking in itself, deposit staking in itself, is a concept that is a little bit ahead of what the general population that holds crypto, that buys crypto, invests into crypto, who does not fully understand into the technical aspect of it, but just buy it from a commercial aspect, understand. So staking itself is a little ahead of time, if you might think about it. And when we bring in concepts like liquid staking, it's definitely something that is very difficult to evangelize about and talk about, because the general public is still struggling with the concept of the risks and the caveats around staking itself. On top of that, the whole purpose of liquid staking itself is, in my head, I don't know if it's 100% true or not, is that the returns that are offered by the staking returns should not be trumped by any other use cases of that particular token. And now, very recently, the DeFi ecosystem in Cosmos is opening up. We have got Osmosis Zone, we have got Emrys coming up, which are enabling use cases for token natively on the chain for the first time as the first DeFi use cases, and that definitely has affected the staking ratios in each of these participating tokens. On top of that, we have got much bigger use cases coming in from, let's say, Terra, Binance Smart Chain, and that is definitely going to cannibalize on the number of tokens that are staked on any of the native chains. So we definitely have to figure out a way that the staked assets themselves can be composed into DeFi. And I think liquid staking is very essential to the health of DPoS in general.
So yeah, to sum things up, it's Cosmos season. We're in the beginning of something really cool here. Today is a big day, so yeah, congrats to the launch. And yeah, we're already 3 minutes over time, so we can wrap things up here today. Thanks for hosting me. Thanks for hosting all of us. I think this was a cool session, and yeah, we'll keep track of everything and hopefully see more good news coming from all Cosmos teams. So yeah, thanks, and hope to see you all in Lisbon, by the way, for the Cosmoverse event.
See you there. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Thank
Bye.
you so much for joining, everyone. And again, happy Cosmos season. And see you at Lisbon, as I say.
All right,
Bye,
take
guys.
care. Thanks.